What's up, guys? This is Eastman. It's a long video. I think 16 minutes, 16:30. So 3 workouts, Juggernaut, Wave 5. You're gonna see first the Monday clips, and I'm in the white. Wednesday, I'll be the gym setting will switch. So I did really good on Monday. I repped out 375 for 6. Target reps were 5. It was a day after Hawaii. And I was really thinking, hey man, on Wednesday, I'm going to get 6 or 7. Why was I thinking that? Well, it's been happening like that for the last 2 months. You know, every second session I would have a goal to beat. You know, Wednesday was the day to beat Monday. So I was looking really forward to it Wednesday, but it turns out this week was just so bad. One of the worst squat sessions I've ever had. Granted, I started doing 40-hour work weeks, but let's cover, like, hey, what do you do when you have a bad workout? So how, let's kind of zoom back. When you want to get stronger, it's really not about the program or anything else other than give your body the right stimulus and your body adapts to it. So when you have a bad day, it usually implies you didn't hit the numbers you were supposed to hit. So if you don't hit those numbers, the question is, well, if I can't hit that number, how do I get the right stimulus for the day? Now, the example I'm going to use is from the Juggernaut. So since I'm on realization just means go all out. So you'll see in these videos where I'm trying to hit my target rep of 5, but I'm gonna fail in the 3rd rep. So on the 3rd clip, I just go all out and I end up grinding for a 4th rep. If it was a accumulation phase for Juggernaut or volume, and I couldn't hit the prescribed weight for the volume sets, take off weight, take 5 to 10% off, do the reps, and maybe add another set just to get that volume in. If you're on intensification, take 5 to 10% off and add another set. It's really all you can do. Luckily, I knew what it felt like to be in a realization phase. Since the 10s and 8 phases were so intense, I knew the feeling of going all out. And, well, I've known that feeling for a while, but yeah, you want to achieve that feeling or that type of stimulus in the workout when you have a bad day. And then when you get it, you call it a day. And that's how you deal with it. It's like working around an injury. You're gonna have bad training days. It's a given. So what you see, this last clip is a complete run through of my deload. I think it's about 15 minutes. So I'm just basically gonna work up to a single and call it a day. That's gonna be my deload. Low volume and moderately, it's high intensity, but whatever. It's just my way of doing things. If you've been keeping up with the videos, you would know. So basically, I try to work up a good sweat, and I warm up with the bar 3 times. And a good sweat is when you have to wipe your forehead. That's what I call a good sweat. Once that happens, I take about 50-pound jumps until I feel like I have to take a water break. Okay, so my deload is very intuitive. So work up a sweat, and then just work up till you think you need a water break, and that's when you know, hey, gotta start doing singles, and then do singles, and then slowly work up. Now normally I don't try to PR on a deload, but today I attempted a PR and failed. It was a 2 rep max failure. I ended up, what was it? So I squatted 405, and then it felt easy, and then I tried to go for it again, and I'll explain why I missed it. But I'm pretty confident I can hit it in the coming days, especially in a month. That'll be my realization phase. So 405 is my realization weight in in a month, and I have to do that for at least 3 reps. So looking, a month out from now, it looks pretty bad. Like it looks bad because I've had a bad training session. Sometimes a training session can affect your mind. So, I really have to just push the envelope in terms of wanting it more, I guess. I don't know how to explain it other than you have a bad training session and you don't let it get to you, and you step back in the gym the next time and give it your all. So some things I learned about myself on the Juggernaut. It wasn't anything new. It was the fact that rep maxes didn't really help me. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with my body, maybe my fiber makeup. But I'm really good at reps, especially in the 8 to 10 range. I can PR very easily. And I can do weights that would set my 1 rep max ridiculously high. However, when I start going towards peak strength, my 1 rep max doesn't reflect those rep maxes. Now, there are people that they could do rep maxes and their 1 rep max is pretty damn close to their rep max, which is good for them. They can use those calculators out there, and I kind of envy them. But for me, it doesn't work that way. My first experience with rep maxes was Wendler, and I was killing it on the reps, and I was like, whoa, I'm gonna be so strong. And I couldn't even, after a year, I still couldn't break 365, and that was disappointing. And after that, I experimented with higher frequency training on the squats, which that eventually helped me break past the 365 barrier for myself. Now, obviously, I came back to the Juggernaut, which is a 4-month program, and I reduced the frequency of my squats by 3 sessions, so twice a week now. I'd say probably not the smartest move, but again, I always run the programs to the end. It's a learning experience more than anything. Yeah, I've had I think it's one of the learning experiences that I've learned. I don't even know if that makes sense, but one of the things I learned is no matter what you do to get stronger, and this is if you're a serious lifter, there's always going to be someone that is telling you you're doing it wrong, and they don't really tell you you're doing something right. They just tell you you're doing it wrong. So how do you handle these type of people, right? It's not so much handling them, other than developing yourself more. I think this is my opinion. If you get a critic, sometimes the critic is right, and then you need to change the way you're doing things. If you get a critic, sometimes the critic is wrong, and sometimes you don't need to change your things. But how would you know? The only way you would know is if you continue your learning and your knowledge of lifting. And so the answer to those critics, if you ever get one, by the way, is to recognize the statement and go and learn more. The critic thinks he knows everything, and hopefully you don't think you know everything. That's the point. And I just know a lot of athletes that take a lot of crap, but their knowledge base is wide, and the only thing we have to deal with in terms of too much knowledge is overthinking it. But that's another topic, right? So yeah, if you ever get a critic, learn more. That's the answer, huh? So if you've noticed, well, I've only talked for a few minutes, but I'm almost near top weight. I warmed up with the bar, 95 pounds, 135, 185, 225. These are all triples, by the way. 275 for a double, I think. 315 for a double or a single. Here's 345 for a single. I started taking water breaks at 275 just because my heart was pounding. I don't do the whole 3 to 5 minute rest unless it's a workout, right? This is a deload. I'm gonna go up to 375. I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna feel easy. I'm gonna go to 395. I'm gonna hit that weight. It's gonna feel easy, and then I'm gonna be at 405, and then I get all ridiculous and try to PR for a double, which I think I could have done. In terms of the juggernaut, I think in a month, when I have to rep out 405 for at least 3, of course, I want to hit 5 for 405. I want to hit it without a belt. And if I hit it, I'd be really happy. You know, it'd put me at least a 20-pound PR for 4 months worth of training, which is pretty good. 20-pound PR for 4 months. I mean, there's routines like small love, it'll slap on 30 to 40 pounds. But in the long run, 5 pounds a month, that's about 60 pounds a year. I've only been squatting for 4 years and only legitimately like squatting seriously for 3. So yeah, I'm a young lifter. Another 5 years, 5 times 60 pounds, that's 300 pounds. Now, I'm not trying to squat 700 pounds, but what I'm saying is 5 pounds a month goes a long way, and it gives you a lot of longevity. That's another thing. I really appreciate the juggernaut because of that. If it really does help me out and make me stronger in terms of a longevity standpoint, that's really good, because one of the things I did not like about, say, small love was it was very squat centric, and you had to make sure you made the lifts and squat 4 times a week, and it really took the energy out of you, and you couldn't focus on anything else. With with juggernaut, the time is lengthened. Now your PRs aren't going to be as extreme, but now you can kind of cover other aspects of your weaknesses. Because I'm an Oli lifter, with a bad pull, ironically, I have to program in more pulls, specifically deficit snatch deadlift, and clean pulls, just solid clean pulls. That's one of the good things about long-term programming, and my view on lifting has started to change. I used to think just max out every day, which I like because it's kind of magical, but it caused me a lot of pains, and I just couldn't take it. But yeah, my view has I've kind of seen the other side because I gave it a chance, I guess. Long-term programming is very important and essential if you want to continue your career. And maybe the point isn't to be the best this year, but to be the best in 5 years or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, here's that 405 we've been waiting for. I notice I scratch my head a lot. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'll rack out. Big breath. Now, first rep, I kind of leave my heels a bit. I have a bad tendency of leaving my heels, but it's not that bad. I kind of connect back. Second rep, I really go on my toes, and that shoves me forward right there, and I can't. When you start going forward on the lift, you're not moving the weight up anymore, so it makes it that much harder. And I'm not much of a grinder. I just it's never been my strength to grind out lifts. So I just couldn't hit it on that one. That one went forward. I wasn't moving the weight up, and I can't grind, so I'm gonna miss it. But looking back at the video, it kind of gives me some hope, and I kind of see that overall I've developed much better, and I can hit the double. Not any given day, but soon. The time will come when I hit that double. Hopefully in a month I hit that triple. So it really doesn't matter that I hit it. Actually, it's no big deal. No big deal, right? So in a month I'm gonna get the 405. I plan to go to Parkmore to do the lifts. I feel like this 24-hour fitness is like heavier than most gyms I go to. I don't know, it could be in my mind. But comment, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. I think I'll put up a video every 2 weeks, so, or unless you like short clips, let me know. Just let me know. Thanks. Bye.